got you guys who have, gotten 3 potential 4 maybe deals now in the first way. 30 days? I mean, that's ridiculous.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Spencer Vann here, co-founder and CEO of Surplus Incorporated. I'm here at the office today. Just finished up an awesome interview with Paul and his son Lawrence, who are absolutely killing it with surplus funds. They've been involved in the business now for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, and have done 3 deals. Like, it's ridiculous. They have a kind of a special take at it. So I would like you guys to just check out this quick little interview we did with them. And if you guys are not signed up for the webinar, make sure you guys sign up below. And if you are, hopefully you guys will be there live, and we'll see you at our next webinar. So thank you guys, and see you there. So I know you guys mentioned earlier you guys have been in real estate. Can you maybe introduce yourselves and then kind of go into that a little bit? That'd be awesome, I guess, to start.
Yeah. Well, I'm Paul Lewis, and I started in the real estate business in 1984 as a listing and selling agent, basically just helping people. And I had a gentleman that wanted to invest, and being a listing agent, I knew the market. I knew property values. And he said, hey, can you help me to become a real estate investor? And I said, sure, there's an auction coming into town. And I told him, I said, look, this is what we need to do. The strategy is that we'll let you know exactly where you need to halt the bidding at. Because if you exceed that, you'll be diminishing your profits. And as we as the auction start moving further and further into the higher end of it, I had told him basically $75,000 would be the max that he should bid on this property, which is worth about $150. Okay. And he exceeded that. The auctioneer said, "Hey, look, $80,000." He said, "I'll give you $85." Auctioneer said, somebody else said, "I'll give you $90." He said, "I'll give you $95." And it continued to go up until he purchased the property for about $145,000.
Oh, geez.
And it was like, wow, man, you're not going to make any money. And so about a few months later, when I saw him, I asked him, I said, well, how did you do? He said, well, I sold it. I said, who did you sell it to? He said, my sister. I said, well, you can't make any money off your family like that. And so anyway, I told him I'd run an ad in the newspaper, and if I get something, I'll let him know. And that's exactly what I did. I ran an ad in the newspaper, cash for houses, and got somebody who wanted to sell something, and put a contract on it. I told him, hey, look, I'm gonna flip it to you for $5,000 more than what I got it for. And he said, well, Paul, no, I don't want. I'm not interested in it anymore. But if you want to do it, I'll give you the money. And so he backed me, and that's how I got into investing. And so I went right into full-term investing right after that. Wow. So that was actually about a couple of years after I got into the real estate business.
Awesome. And then you guys found surplus funds. So this sounds like this surplus funds, and you guys found it for me then originally, because we've had people that have heard about it and done it in other ways, and they've stumbled upon us, and you guys sounded like you're just in real estate and then heard about us.
I had actually called him up to see if he would become one of our attorneys in regard to helping to assist in saving people's property, because we were, looking at that side of it. If we could help somebody save their home, and if that would be, of course, if we couldn't save their property, then maybe we could buy it. Yeah. Because everybody's not able to save their property. They don't have a job.
Right.
And so he said, well, Paul, look, man, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing surplus funds. I said, what is surplus funds? And that's when I started researching it and saw your website. I said, well, hey, look, there's no reason for me to send the deals to this attorney. I might as well do it for myself. That's how we actually got into it. And I got excited about it. I shared it with Lawrence, and Lawrence got excited. And then we brought in another person that we
Spanish speaker
just brought in.
Got you guys who have, gotten 3 potential 4 maybe deals now in the first way. 30 days? I mean, that's ridiculous.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. You know what I mean? See, I'm overestimated. I'm not even in the right time period.
We've only been doing this. This is our 2nd week now.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, 3rd week. We're in our 3rd week.
We're getting ready for the next auction.
It's amazing, man. 3. So is it three potential deals in 2 weeks, or 4 deals, or what is it now?
3 potential. Was it
3 for sure deals that we have?
3 for sure in 2 weeks.
And then we got a 1 that we're signing up later this week.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. You guys are killing it over there, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No, but what's so crazy about this business, man, is that it's so easy to start up. I mean, literally, it's not a lot of upfront costs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to have a license, none of those kind of things. I mean, like even our website. I mean, and you could even tell the people who follow you guys, even our website is off of Wix, you know. And so so we just signed up for the membership for Wix so that so we can get our own actual domain.
Right.
But you know what? It's good because
you got a great idea.
It's not like the flipping community where it's a huge community.
Right.
Like if you're doing anything that's solid in surplus funds, you are part of the mastermind. Because there's not a lot of people that are on this side of the fence.
From your guys' real estate background, and then now from your 2 weeks in surplus funds, what would you say to somebody who is maybe he's brand new at real estate and at surplus funds, but he finds surplus funds and he's like, this is a pass for me. Like, what advice can you give that person?
Well, I would say stay focused because there's a lot of things that can distract you. And you need to set aside the time to really, really work this part of the business, this surplus fund. You got to work it. If you're going to be successful in it, you got to put the time into it. Nothing happens without you putting some kind of effort into it. What you put into it is actually what you get out of it. And work it just like a job. You know, work it like a job. If it's part-time, work it during those part-time hours and stay focused. And if you have the time to do it full-time, that's where you'll really reap the reward. But stay focused. And don't get distracted with or get frustrated with the word no. Because there's going to be some people that, you know, you're going to wonder, well, why aren't you taking their money? Or why aren't you looking into more, you know, you're looking into acquiring those funds that are set aside for you. And some people just, they're not going to believe you. It's too good to be true.
Yep.
And the key is to follow up, stay focused on them as well. Don't let them get away.
Yeah, I had a lady just yesterday told me no. Crazy enough, a lady yesterday told me that was my first no.
I was
literally
amazed,
so far out of the people that I've actually physically talked to. This is my very first no. I haven't got a no yet. This is my very first no. And but the lady I talked to, she had $130,000 variance, and still said no. Didn't believe it at all.
Yeah.
And so even though I followed up with a super heartfelt text message that I'm hoping is going to land on ears soon enough, especially when she at least get another phone call from another person like me, if they call within a couple of days from now or so, because even if I follow up, I'm telling you, she's probably not going to answer the phone. So I give it at least, just happened yesterday, so I'm giving it at least a couple of more days, you know, so that she can kind of settle into the thought of it, you know. But I'm going, that's a huge variance for you to leave on the table. But they don't think, man. They think when we got foreclosed on, when we get foreclosed on, it's over. It's over. We owe the bank all. I'm like, you don't owe the bank $130,000 worth of back payments. Like, I know you don't. You know, like, so
a lot of them think they lost it all.
So there's something in it for you.
Yeah.
But as far as for your students, advice that I would personally give is don't lead with money. Don't lead with money. Lead with trying to help. Lead with your heart, man.
Yeah.
If you lead with your heart, heart is heartfelt. You know, that's why they call it heartfelt, because you can feel it. And so if you lead with money, it'll just lead you to destruction. You know what I'm saying? Like it won't manifest. It won't be a blessing, man. Right. Go with the mindset that you're trying to bless somebody with information, you know, and information they can use. And if you come sincere, you come sympathetic, you come sensitive, you come vulnerable, you know, then and talk about your experiences. Man, you know what, the best person to talk about surplus funds is somebody who's also been foreclosed on themselves.
Yeah.
Because they can say, you know what, I didn't know about this myself. Can I tell you something about me? Instead of me drilling you about you and all this, can I tell you something about me? I sat in your same seat 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and no one told me about any of these things, which means you took it off of them and you put it on yourself. Mm-hmm. Because now you're not saying you didn't make your payment, so now you feeling the blame. You put your family in this situation. No, let me take it off of you and tell you here's what happened to me. I didn't know this until Paul came to me and he told me about surplus funds. I never would have known the situation. So because this company helped me out, I want to help you out, because I don't want you in the same situation that I was in. Because I mean, and leading with that, people tend to listen, man. They tend to listen with it, and people, and you know what? People love a good story, Spence.
Yeah, they
People
do.
love a good story, because stories are told like a conversation. That's my advice, man, is lead with your heart, lead with trying to help, you know. Jim Rome, I know you probably listen to Jim Rome. You're a young dude. So Jim Rome always says service to many leads to greatness. Find a way to serve. Find a way to serve, and that's going to make you great in return.
Anything else to say? If so, say it now. If not, leave and rest with peace. And
well, Spencer, you've been great, man. And anything that we can do to help, man, just let us know. And look forward to meeting you one day.
Hey, I appreciate that, Paul. Appreciate that, guys.
You guys are doing a great thing, man. I can tell you guys are already looking to bless others, and you guys are putting other people before yourselves. And I know that it's going to benefit you guys greatly, man. I know it is, because that's what God wants us to do. You know what I'm saying? Serve other people, and then it'll come back to you. You know, and so and I can see that in your business, and I can see the blessings already happening in your life now, man. So, you know, I'll leave with that.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. Thank you, Paul.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, bye.
All right.
Have a good bye.